So if you haven't been keeping up with the bot resale market, it has crashed. The prices are down by so much. Some bots down a few thousand, some bots hitting the lowest prices that they have seen in years. So a lot of people are wondering why the bot market actually crashed. My first theory is simply this happens every single year, honestly. If you haven't been in the community long enough, if you look at recent years, around July, there's usually not many good drops to go for. This year in July, there's only been one good drop, which was the yellow off-white Air Force Ones, and you couldn't even bot that because it was a sneaker stash. So with the bot prices dropping and no shoes to actually bot, a lot of people are actually trading their bots for other bots, or they're trying to just sell them and venture off into new things. So that's the first theory. The second theory is simply there's too many bots on the market. I really didn't even realize this until recently, but it seems like a new bot pops up every single week. Just think about how many bots that are on the market that do foot sites and Yeezy supply. Off the top of my head, I can name like 15. Why would I buy a 10K foot sites bot when I could buy a good bot for 4K and it does multiple sites? It just doesn't make any sense. So in the spirit of the bot prices crashing, I'm gonna show you guys 5 pickups that I would get while the prices are this low. So let's go ahead and get into it.
With the first pick in the 2021 draft, the Detroit Pistons select
Stellar AIO.
from Oklahoma State University.
Y'all already know how I feel about Stellar, so I'm not even gonna go crazy about it. Simply, this is just the most profitable bot on the market right now to me. Huge boom in PlayStations, Xboxes, GPUs, and just a bunch of other random items. Stellar is just a perfect bot all around. In about 6 months, I was able to secure 120 checkouts. And to be honest, without Stellar, I think 2021 would have been super dead. The amount of changes that have happened to foot sites and Yeezy supply, it just hasn't been as exciting. And with so many changes, your bot could die within the next update. And another reason why this is my first pick is this bot only costs $250 as of right now, and the renewal price is only $30 a month. You can hit maybe 1 or 2 items and make all of your money back. Stellar specializes in retail sites such as Amazon, Target, Walmart, Best Buy, AMD, literally all these other sites. Is really too many to name. The cool thing about Stellar also is whenever you're going for Best Buy, sometimes they have bypasses, so you don't even have to wait in the queue for PlayStations. But the one critique I do have about Stellar is they push so many updates. Honestly, I can't even fault them because they have so many sites, so they're just trying to find the best way to help their users cop. But the issue with this is sometimes you have to recreate brand new tasks, and also if they change slight things to the checkout flow, you might have to find a new way to actually cop. So if you don't have a lot of time to actually learn a bot and constantly have to reset up, this might not be the bot for you, but if you do, you should 100% cop this. Now on to my second pick, it's SUBSCIRBE. Honestly, let's be realistic about this pick. This is a no-brainer. 4K does seem like a very steep price. If you look at the past months, it was at 6K, which personally I think is extremely high for a bot that is good, but it doesn't go crazy. And SUBSCIRBE also has a renewal copy where you can renew every 6 months for £100, which you're averaging down to about $25 per month. This is by far one of the lowest renewal prices on the market. If you know anything about SUBSCIRBE, it has been the most consistent bot in bot history and one of the most adaptable bots. They're currently supporting sites like Footsites, Supreme, and obviously their main focus is Shopify. But just a few days ago, they finally added a Yeezy supply module. Honestly, this is long overdue, but I feel like this is what's gonna put SUBSCIRBE back to the top. And with all the hype of SUBSCIRBE 5.0 coming up, you definitely want to try to get it at this very low price, because I'm sure prices are gonna skyrocket once that drops. For my third pick, it's Mech AIO. Honestly, when this bot first came out, I wasn't the hugest fan, especially since they only had Mech Prime at first, and now Mech AIO is a separate entity. Usually when bot companies do this, they usually kind of like steer off and focus on one project at a time. But I gotta say, Mech AIO has been doing very well. Their main modules that they've been doing well on is Yeezy Supply and Shopify. Honestly, Mech AIO might be a top 5 Yeezy Supply bot right now. Even might be top 3 to be honest. I'm standing on that statement. I've seen some people hit some insane clips with it, and out of all the bots, they have probably adapted the best to the 3DS. At the time of this video, the prices are slightly going back up, so if you want to get a copy, you kind of want to do it now. You can get a copy right now for about $1,900. This is still a few $100 lower than it was last month, especially since last month there was a bunch of Yeezy drops. And for the people wondering, next renewal price is $45 every month. This is kind of steep, but for the sites that they support, I definitely understand why. For my fourth pick, it's going to be Ganesh. Even with Ganesh's slight decline in performance, I feel like the price is still justified. You can pick up a copy for around $3,900. I think this is pretty solid because just in June, I was about to pick up a copy for 4.5K. Their best modules are foot size, Yeezy Supply, and Crocs. I know Crocs might seem like a weird module, but with some of the Crocs that actually have been dropping, it have been very profitable. And honestly, Ganesh is the best bot on Crocs. It completely took 100% of the stock on Crocs. But if you don't care about Crocs, their yeast supply and foot side module is amazing. At one point it was definitely top 3. I feel like it slightly declined maybe to top 5, but it's still really good. And a few benefits about Ganesh is they have 3 instances. Honestly, probably one of my favorite parts about Ganesh is basically like you have 3 copies of the same bot that you run on the same machine. This is basically so you can allocate resources to each of the 3 copies instead of having it all on one and it crashes, then you're kind of done. Also, there's a CLI version and a GUI. This is pretty rare for a bot nowadays. A lot of people prefer to have a GUI. The whole aesthetic of a bot is kind of appealing to some people, but if you don't care about that, the CLI is amazing. You can cut out all the GUI lag and just strictly focus on the task and the performance of the bot. For my 5th and last pick is gonna have to be Toru. So I've had Toru for about a year now. This has been one of my favorite bots. They have a few great modules like Supreme, Foot Sites, and Yeast Supply. In recent history, if you notice on my live cops, I was never using Toru's Yeast Supply module. As of lately, the updates they have been pushing have been crazy. The performance of that Yeast Supply module was like at a 3, but it has to be the top Yeast Supply bot right now. Listen, let me know if I'm bugging in the comments. Let me know. Everything about it is just so simple and so clean. Even the way that you set up tasks is just so convenient. But if I'm being completely transparent, I don't use their foot sites module. It's not the greatest. There's definitely tons of better foot sites bots out there. So if you're looking for foot sites, this might not be the bot that you want to get as of right now. But if you're someone that likes Supreme, I definitely recommend you picking up this bot. It's not as good as Mech, but it might be the second bot to Mech. And just speaking on the price, you can get a copy right now for around $900. As for the renewal price, it's $30 a month. This is pretty standard. Even if you don't want to run it, you can simply just rent it out for a Supreme drop or a Yeast Supply drop and make your money back. So those are my top 5 bots that I would pick up right now. On a side note, I hope you guys are taking advantage of these price crashes. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to comment down below what top 5 bots would you buy right now.